How did a simple wire transfer service like Western Union transform into a financial lifeline for the poor? This service has enabled the economically marginalized to access banking services with much ease. In a world where traditional banking can be a distant dream for many, Western Union managed to bridge the gaps and empower the financially disadvantaged. The world of finance seems to tilt towards favoring the wealthier few, rather than the larger population with lower incomes. Banks thrive by using the money you deposit with them. Suppose you have a lot in your account. In that case, you get special treatment, faster transactions, no dealing with customer service in faraway places, fewer fees, higher interest rates, and even a personal banker to keep an eye on your money. Now, if your account isn't hefty, get ready to pay more fees, wait longer for anything you want to do, and receive basic service and communication. But it's not just banks. Every business out there wants big spenders and wealthy customers. They'd rather have a few high-value customers than lots of average or low-value ones. Western Union and MoneyGram decided to go against this trend. They offer financial services to people that banks usually ignore because they think they're too poor, too low value, or too risky. When it comes to sending money, wiring is global, but it's a bit of a hassle. It's a complex process that can take weeks, has poor visibility, and often has errors. There are other options like Venmo, PayPal, and Wise, which are more popular nowadays because they're easy to use and cost less. But guess what? Just like wires, they can only do account-to-account transfers. These are limited to domestic transfers within the United States. PayPal and Wise are better for international transfers, but they're still stuck with account-to-account routine, just like the rest. That's where Western Union and MoneyGram come in. These two companies have been doing something special for a long time, helping with immediate cash-to-cash transfers. Even though most people have bank accounts these days and governments are pushing for cashless societies, there's still a group of people who need to move cash around, and they're often left out of the regular financial system. This group mainly includes migrant workers. They play a crucial, though often unseen, role in many developed countries like the US, UK, Germany, Singapore, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, and the UAE. They support various sectors like education, agriculture, food production, construction, logistics, healthcare, and more. Now, let's compare Western Union and MoneyGram. You can simply walk into one of their stores and send any amount from $1 to $50,000 in cash to someone anywhere in the world. The person receiving it can walk into a Western Union store in their country, show their ID and the 10-digit tracking number, and get that cash in their hands within minutes. No need for banks, applications, or dealing with complicated processes that take a week. You can even turn your cash into money orders, which are like prepaid checks. However, the straightforward process, quick pickups, and the absence of traditional financial safeguards in Western Union's cash-to-cash transfers have unfortunately made it a go-to choice for scammers and fraudsters. It's easy to target rich people. You know where they live, where they hang out, what they enjoy, and even the cars they drive. But how do you target a group of people who are always on the move, don't have much money to spare, have little free time, are probably living paycheck to paycheck, and aren't plugged into mainstream media? To make things work, Western Union and MoneyGram focus on being available and convenient, setting up lots of locations that offer financial services not just during regular business hours, but also beyond. In the US, Western Union has about 60,000 centers, which is more than all the branches of Wells Fargo, Chase, Citibank, Capital One, and BOA combined. It's even more impressive internationally, with the 60,000 US locations making up just 10% of the total. In Africa, Western Union has twice as many locations as all the MC Donald's and Subway spots put together in North America. Surprisingly, except for North Korea and Iran, you can send money to any country globally through the Western Union. Western Union and MoneyGram team up with agents, people who already have stores, handle cash, and use point-of-sale systems to offer their services. These agents include big names like Kroger, 7-Eleven, and Walmart, as well as smaller stores like ethnic groceries, post offices, gas stations, and more. India takes the crown as the world's biggest receiver, raking in $87 billion in cash from around the globe each year. States like Texas, Florida, and California with loads of farms, factories, and a big Hispanic community, are the places where you find the most Western Union and MoneyGram pit stops. There's a corridor for almost every country pair, think UK to India, Germany to Turkey, or even Hong Kong to China. The popularity of a money transfer path, or corridor, depends on how often it's used. Take Afghanistan to Taiwan, for example, not a busy route. In such cases, options for customers are limited, and Western Union can charge a higher premium for supporting this less traveled connection. Western Union's strength doesn't just lie in its massive retail network and cash-to-cash transfer support. Western Union's secret is long-term partnerships with governments worldwide. For instance, every Filipino leaving the Philippines for work gets not just visas and permits, but also a pamphlet from Western Union. Migrants and immigrants often settle in areas where their language is spoken, and Western Union closely tracks these populations, from North African neighborhoods in Paris to the Jamaican community in Philadelphia and the emerging Haitian population in Indianapolis. Creating a vast network involves intricate connections. Sending money in real time to India, Afghanistan, or Ukraine requires meticulous efforts. Each country has unique regulations, and Western Union navigates these complexities to create trust with its 150 million customers in 200 countries. MoneyGram and Western Union earn money through transaction fees and exchange rate margins, varying based on the amount and the corridor. To encourage honesty in money transfers, they operate on a commission basis, with both the sender and receiver's agents earning a percentage of each transaction. Just like banks loan out deposits, MoneyGram and Western Union invest unsettled transfers in short-term bonds, earning gains when liquidating them. Western Union's revenue comes from three main areas: consumer-to-consumer transfers, consumer-to-business transfers, and bill payment money orders. Consumer-to-consumer transfers are the most significant revenue stream, while the other business lines contribute a smaller share. Consumer-to-consumer revenue for Western Union comes from transaction fees and exchange rate margins levied on senders, with a trajectory from $3.7 billion in 2006 to a peak of $4.5 billion in 2012, gradually declining to $3.9 billion in 2022. The dip in the 2010s can be attributed to heightened competition from services like PayPal, Wise, and Venmo, offering lower-cost alternatives for international transfers. Money transferred through Western Union, regardless of the form, increased from $50 billion in 2006 to $96 billion in 2020. Retail expansion also played a role in this growth, with Western Union expanding from 300,000 locations to 550,000 locations in 10 years. Agent commissions tied to transaction volume and transfer amount have increased along with the company's payout to agents. Western Union's pricing power has diminished over the years, with the company charging an average of $25 per transfer in 2006, decreasing to below $15 in the 2020s. Despite the reduction in pricing power, Western Union remains a robust cash business with double-digit operating and net margins. However, the company carries a significant amount of debt. Western Union has spent around $575 million annually for the past 16 years, totaling $9.2 billion on stock buybacks, all financed through borrowed money. The company's historical focus on maximizing revenue per transaction, coupled with uninspiring strategies like stock buybacks, prompted a change in leadership. Western Union is actively targeting customers excluded by mainstream banks by offering services like debit cards and digital wallets. The company aims to fulfill basic financial needs and integrate migrants into the financial system, providing them with access to digital payments, cross-border transfers, peer-to-peer transactions, and bill payment services. Western Union is strategically expanding into digital banking, aiming to monetize both senders and receivers more sustainably. That's the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. Until next time,